Hi guys, welcome back to another video. For those of you who don't know, my name is Yanika and I've been in LA quite some time, so I thought I should tell you guys some of the things I actually like about LA. I know there's a lot of people outside of LA who have like negative things to say about LA, or who has this negative perception of LA, but to be honest, it's not that bad. So I'll tell you guys what I like, and then I'll also make a video on some of the things I don't like. Now keep in mind, these are just my perspective. So the first thing I like about LA is the people. The people are so nice here. Like, I don't know, I've lived in 4 other cities other than LA. I've lived in Philly, I've lived in Kingston, I've lived in Tallahassee, I've lived in Fort Lauderdale, and LA people are nicer, in my personal opinion, than the people in the other cities I've lived in. Now don't get me wrong, it's not like everyone is super jolly all the time, but what I find is that the people that I come across who aren't as happy are the people who are not actually from LA. But the people actually from here are actually really nice. They've been very nice to me, very friendly. They'll just start conversations with you. And I'm the type of person, like, that's something I'm working on, to get better at just being a conversation starter. And that's how some of the people here are, which is different than I'm used to. But overall, the people are very nice. I think I've only come across one really bad incident with a person, and it was in the Uber, and I had to put them in their place. But I don't even think she's from LA. So she wasn't even from LA, so can't even count that. So the people are very nice. The next thing I like about LA is the weather. The weather, you guys. Today I'm outside, beautiful day. It's like, it's hot, but it's not like blazing hot. Like, it's hot, but you get like a nice little breeze. The weather is so nice, you guys. I don't know if I can say there's no weather that can beat it, but I will say this is perhaps one of the best weather I've come across. I'm a person, I like the heat, so I think that's what works for me. But it's not all heat here, you guys. It does get cold in the winter time. You do have to have a jacket, or at least a light jacket. A light jacket will get you through the winter. That's all I had this past winter, was a light jacket, and it did the job for me. I'm at the park, you guys, so it's people walking by. But yes, the weather here, beautiful weather, top-notch weather. It's not blazing hot. It's like as close to perfection as the weather can get. Next thing I like is the laid-back culture. The culture here is so laid back. I love it because I feel like I'm a very laid back, chill kind of person most of the time. You know, I can get a little riled up, I can get a little jolly or whatever, but for the most part I'm very laid back, and I feel like that kind of blends with the culture here. For the most part, it's like very laid back. So many different types of areas here, so if you want an upbeat type of vibe, there are those type of areas, but for the most part the overall culture is laid back. I love it. One of my favorite things about LA is the diversity. It is so diverse here, you guys. Anything you want, anything, you can find it. I promise you, you'll be able to find it. I lived in Fort Lauderdale for like my last year of high school, and down there, and even just in Florida in general, there's a lot of like Caribbean people like myself. Out here, there are Caribbean people, right? But it's more Middle America people, Central America. I'm sorry, did I just say Middle America? Central Americans. There's a lot of Central America people here, so a lot of Mexicans, Ecuador, stuff like that. Like that's very big here, and just people from all over Europe, Africa, Caribbean, Asia. Like, it's a whole Koreatown here, you guys. Like a whole place called Koreatown, and it's like a mini Asia in the United States. Like, it's a mini Asia. And then there's also a lots of Latinos here. There's a lot of Caribbeans too. It's just they're spread out. This man is looking at me. Stop looking at me. But yes, it's a lot of Caribbeans, but they're very spread out. It's very diverse, and this brings me to the next thing that I like is the food. So diverse, so much different types of food. Like, I became this taco fanatic. I never even used to eat tacos before I came here, but I promise you, everywhere I go, I'm always trying to try tacos, even though it's like so much different kinds of food here. Like, LA has made me a lover of the tacos. Like, the tacos bomb. Okay, the food here is really good. Like, all the places I've gone to, I've tried is really good. There was this one Jamaican restaurant I tried that wasn't good, but the others that I tried were good. There was this one place that I went to like a brunch on in like Manhattan Beach, and it was my fault because the taco, like, it was not one of those, you know, you gotta get tacos from those hole in the wall type shops, and this wasn't a hole in the wall type of shop. This was like a finer restaurant, and I went trying their grilled taco and it just wasn't very good. But outside of that, the food has been amazing. I'm appreciative of that. The next thing I like about it is being close to the beach. Now, I've actually only went to the beach here once, which is sad because I don't live more than 20 minutes from the beach. Like, is it like, it's about a 20-minute drive from where I live to get to the beach. Ooh, 20-minute drive to get to the beach, but I've only gone there once. But I like the idea of being near the beach. You know, I don't go to the beach very often, but I like knowing that it's there. If I want to just go sit on the beach one day, I can go do that. I just haven't had the time to do it, but you ever want to clear your head and stuff like that, like, to know that it's there is great. The next thing I love about LA is the variety of things that there are to do. Like, there's Universal, then you go an hour away, you're at Disneyland. You go 2 hours, you're in Big Bear, you can go snowboarding or whatever. People go surfing at the beach. Then there's Vegas, is like, what, 3.5 hours away or something like that. Like, San Diego right up there, San Francisco, Bay Area right up top, like couple hour drive. And it's just so much that you can do, not just like within LA. Like, honestly, there's always something going on. So it's like, how I've seen it is, if you're bored or something, like, it's because you want to be bored. Personally, I haven't been bored, because it's like, if I'm ever wanting to do something, I just like go on Meetup or something, and I look, okay, maybe someone's going out to try a new restaurant, and then I'll go tag along. I haven't done as much as I want to do, but that's because I've just been so focused on so much going on, okay? So I haven't been able to like go out and do all the things that there are to do. But honestly, there's so much to do that sometimes I don't really know where to start, to be honest. Like, if you're ever bored one day and you want something to do, I promise you'll be able to go online and look up something, and you're like, oh, I can go do that. And the next day you're like, oh, I can go do that too. Like, it's so much things to do here. Next thing I like is the variety of neighborhoods. Now, where I live used to be a predominantly black part of Culver City area, but now it's like more diverse. It's a mix of everything, but there's like different types of neighborhood. Like, there's so many different types. I mentioned Koreatown earlier. It's like a mini Asia. Like, they have Korean everything or Asian everything, I don't know. So I remember my first weekend here, I was on the bus, I was trying to get to this interview, and I was driving through this city, and I saw it was like a lot of Asian everything, and I was confused, you know. Like, I've heard about Koreatown, but I didn't know it was actually like a whole mini city of its own. Like, it's literally like a mini Asia within LA. Like, I'm telling you, that city went for blocks and blocks and blocks, and I was confused. I was like, Dang, like I didn't know it was like so big. Like I hadn't realized it would be that big, but that was the case. And that was one area. And then just in LA in general, it's like super diverse. It's neighborhoods for if you're more chill, and there's more like hippier neighborhoods, more like suburban type neighborhoods if you're like the type of person trying to settle down with a family and stuff. Like there's those type of neighborhoods. And then there's people for like young people, there's areas for like retirees, there's areas for like anything that you can think of. It's so diverse, which brings me back again, so diverse, and I love it. Next thing about living here is it makes you want to work out more. It makes you want to work out more. So a lot of fit people here. I'm not saying that there aren't people on the like chunkier side, and there's nothing wrong with being chunky if that's what you want to be. But let's say you're someone who wants to tone down a little bit and be a little look more fit, I suppose. Because the weather is so good, like I've been more inclined to want to work out since I've been here. Sadly, I must say, when I was in Philly, I was not as inclined to want to work out because it was just too cold for me. I couldn't do it. That's one of the reasons I had to get up out of there. I could not deal with the weather there. I just could not. But out here, it's so sunny and like close to perfect almost that I've been working out now. I've been wanting to go work out. This is my first day at this park, but I think I'm gonna start come running in this park too. I do have a gym membership now, so I go to the gym like 3-4 times a week. I never used to do that before because I could not in that weather in Northeast. Okay, I could not do it. I don't know how people live there their whole life. I just could not do it. Okay, but out here I'm super inclined to want to work out and just do more things in general. The last and one of the most important things that I really like about living here is the hustler mentality. I personally have to say I haven't come across a lot of lazy people out here because it's very hard to come out here and be lazy. And the reason for that being is the high rent prices. Now in certain other cities, and probably if you have parents here, it's easier to like freeload off people, but out here folks aren't gonna have you freeloading off them with these rent prices unless it's your parents or your like close family member or something like that. Like people are not gonna have you out here freeloading off them. The rent prices are ridiculous, so it just creates this hustler mentality. And since I've been here, I've been more like focused on trying to accomplish my goals, because I think like being in Philly, I felt like I was kind of around a lot of more content people who were just okay with living that paycheck to paycheck type life. They were okay with just going to work and coming home type of thing. And it's like, for me, I just can't be like that. Like I go to work, yes, of course the bills got to get paid, that's number one, right? But then I come home and I'm studying for my exams, or I'm working on content, or I'm researching things on some of the things that I'm trying to get into. I'm doing research. So I wasn't doing that like when I was in Philly. Like I was researching like certain things as far as like saving money and getting prepared to move here, but I wasn't actually zoned in on like my actual goals in life. And I feel like since I've been here, I've been super zoned in on my goals. Most people are like trying to do stuff or trying to accomplish stuff, and it just like rubs off on you, and it makes you too want to be motivated to do those things. And that's really what I wanted to be around. Not to mention the high rent prices, it makes you super more motivated to want to earn more money, because I would one of these days in the near future, maybe within the next 3 years, I would want to purchase a house or a rental or something, a rental property or something like that out here. That would be really nice and ideal for me. So like I'm doing like all this research and trying to figure out, okay, how am I gonna get there, what it is that I need to do, getting dialed in, getting zoned in on how I'm gonna accomplish this, how I'm gonna get stuff done, and I can say it's done that for me. Like, I've always had somewhat of a hustler mentality. Like, being a ghetto girl from Jamaica, you naturally have this, well, I will say you have a survival mentality. That's how I know how to survive. Like, coming from the ghetto has taught me how to survive. But then being out here, like, it makes you want to hustle more. And you know the saying, all Jamaicans are hustlers. Well, out here I feel like everyone's hustling some type of way, either to make ends meet, or to try to become rich, or try to be famous, or try to do whatever it is that their goal is out here. Everyone's trying to like accomplish something outside of the people who are already from here and established. I feel like everyone's like trying to like get something done. And to me, like, since I've been here, mostly everybody's a hustler, and it's like, it's a good thing. It's a really good positive thing. I love being around hustler people. However, you have to be careful, because you don't know what they want from you sometimes, so you have to kind of be careful. But I will say that I love being around hustler, super motivated people trying to like squash their goals. I love it. And I love what it's done for me personally. I've seen a lot of growth as far as like me being zoned into my goals. I've seen a lot of growth there. I've always been goal oriented, but I see it more now that I'm here, because I feel like I came here for a reason, and I'm going to get there at almost whatever cost. Now, there's certain things I won't do, but I'm gonna do as much as I can without like losing like my morals type of thing. Without doing that, I'm going to like hustle and get there and get to what I want. So yeah, those are the things that I really like about LA. The people, the weather, the laid back culture, the food, diversity, the amount of things that it is here to do, the hustler minded people, like all that good stuff. I love it. I love it. I can say like it's been a wonderful growth experience for me coming here, and I love everything that I'm learning about myself, and where just being around this type of culture is pushing me to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.